also a single-player campaign, and that's basically what we're going to be speedrunning through. It's basically first to we start from a brand new file, and it's first to get to the end and defeat the final boss, DJ Octavio. So we got to get through all the worlds, all the bosses, all the levels, and then basically just beat the single player as fast as possible. So right now, we since we're starting from a new file, we're thrown right into the tutorial. We just get introduced to the mechanics of the game. Looks like Duke is going to be going for a girl Inkling, and Banana is going for a boy Inkling. So that's pretty cool. A little skip that we got right there that skips most of the tutorial. It's pretty cool. You're going to see a lot of stuff like that. There's not really any, what I would say, glitches in this game. Nothing that really breaks the game. We just try. It's mostly execution, movement, and sometimes we'll have like fancy skips here and there that skips part of the stage. We're gonna be trying to just cut corners as much as we can. So that's kind of what the speedrun is going to revolve around. There's no, it is at 80%, but there's no like game-breaking glitches where we can skip, big chunks of the game. We're mostly going to be seeing I'd say at least 80% of the game. So we got the news right here, where we get Pearl and Marina tell us that the Great Sapfish is missing again, and Callie is also missing. We just a lot of mashing right here. And also, after mid-2018, we now have a new cutscene that introduces us to the Octo Mansion DLC. And right here, we just got a little mashing. The game is just introducing where everything is in the hub world. We got the shoal, we got the shops, we got the main lobby, but we don't care about that. We're gonna go into Octo Canyon. Oh, it looks like Banana Beard is gonna change his settings. Oh, and Duk700, yeah, that's probably best. You want to have the settings that are most comfortable for you. It does take a little time, but it's worth it for the overall speedrun. Alright, so right here we are now in the single player. And this is where we get introduced to Marie. Well, we already know Marie if you played the first game. She's part of the Squid Sisters. And she's basically going to be kind of guiding us through the single player. We're now part of the Squid Beak Splatoon. And we have to go rescue the Zapfish. I'm kind of interested to see, because I'm interested to see this match because Banana Beards is actually first in the seed for the tournament. He is 4th place, I believe. He's 4th place on the leaderboards. And so since he could, he was one of the people that was able to participate. So he's first in the seed. He's the highest rank on leaderboards that we have in the tournament. And I'm just also interested to see how Duke is going to play, because he's actually pretty new to this category. And it looks like he's actually doing pretty well, so far at least. Because he just started like learning this category in order to join this tournament. So excuse me, I'm very interested to see how he's gonna play and how his movement's gonna be. Because Duke is actually, for the most part, he's an Octo expansion runner. So he definitely knows a lot of the mechanics of the game. Some could argue that Octo expansion is harder. Definitely a harder speed run. So I say he does know, he definitely knows movement and how to control the, how the game works. But a lot of these levels are going to be new to him. So I'm very interested to see how he's going to play. So far, I really like what I'm seeing from both players. It's a little far ahead, but that's kind of expected. $154, not bad. Very nice from Banana Beards. I know some of you are thinking like, why don't I use Banana Beard's audio? Well, I did switch to it, and it sounds like it's a little rough. So that's why I'm still using Duke's audio. So I hope that's okay. Banana Beard's here, heading into level 3 now. This is a cycle-based level, so both players are going to be going for the best cycle they can. And also, another thing I should explain is in the beginning stages of the single player, both players are actually going to be trying to collect these collectibles called power eggs, because about 3/3 through World 2, we need to we need to unlock curling bombs. Oh no, taking an unfortunate death. That jump is a little hard, because you basically have to jump around these, Oh no, taking another death. Yeah, because you basically need to jump around these, what are they called? Ink columns, I believe. So he's gonna be taking it safe now, which is understandable. Ooh, close. There we go. And also, yeah. You definitely wanted to play it safe there, because if you die 3 times in one section, you basically game over, and you have to start the whole level over again, and that wastes a ton of time. So you definitely don't want that to happen. So let's see, what was I talking about? Yes, curling bombs. So curling bombs is a very important item in the speedrun, because it basically makes a straight line in front of you, and it's very important for a speedrun. It definitely took the community quite a while to decide if trying to collect orbs, power eggs was worth it to unlock something, but we decided it's definitely better for the overall run. So that's why. So both players are going to be trying to unlock it as early as possible. And usually that happens by the end of World 2. That's because we need 500 power eggs and 2 sardinium, which is another collectible in the game. There's one at every level in every overworld. So both players are now in level 1. There's not too much going on in this level. It's because it's mostly... Oh, Duck almost missed that jump, but he just got it. Very nice. But yeah, there's not too much going in this level, because it's just, it's the very first level, so they're just trying to introduce you to the mechanics. Some people like to make jokes on how the single player is just kind of an extended tutorial, and in a way, I'd say that's true. I could see how some people would think that, because it's basically just supposed to kind of introduce you to the game and a lot of mechanics. Of course, not a lot that you usually see in the online multiplayer, but I would say it definitely gets you used to the the movements and using your gun and how to and just all the basic mechanics of the game. It's kind of like it really it's a good way to introduce you into the game. But it's going to be heading into the first boss. In case you haven't played the single player before, basically how it works is you have to beat all the levels in the immediate world, and then once you do, you'll unlock a boss kettle. And then once you defeat the boss, the next world will be unlocked. And that's kind of how, that's basically how it works. That's how, like, the route is going to work. Yeah, there is 3 levels in a boss in World 1, and then it's going to be 6 levels and a boss for in the all the other worlds. So this boss is called Octo Oven, a very, very weird but unique boss in the game. We basically have to wait until he shoots bread at us, and then we have to climb on top of him and then shoot the tentacle at the top. That's how most of these bosses are going to work. You basically have to attack them. Usually you have to attack them until they reveal the tentacle, and then once you shoot the tentacle, it ends the phase, and then you go to the next one. Or you have to like wait until they like to use a certain attack, and then you have to climb on top of them, or just shoot them. For this one, you basically have to wait until they give a certain attack, and then you climb on top of them, and then you shoot the tentacle. And we're just going to be trying to do that as fast as possible. So you might have seen, did Banana Beards wait? You probably did. So basically the reason why we wait before immediately collecting the Zatfish there is because once we defeat a boss, we get 50 power eggs. And those 50 power eggs are very important to collecting 500 by the end of World 2. But if you collect the Zatfish immediately, you actually don't get those power eggs. So that's why we wait a second before collecting the Zatfish. Alright, Ben and Beard's gonna be heading into World 2 now. So I'm interested to see what Banana Beard's route is going to be, because World 2 routes can actually vary between players. Alright, looks like he's going to be taking the world record route. So Banana Beard's going to be heading into level 4 now. This is where we get introduced to other types of weapons. That's what I love about this single player compared to Splatoon 1, is we now get introduced to other weapons that we can play in these levels. So now, as you can see, Benris is now wielding the ruler. We're going to see that again one other time, I believe. And so across the run, we're going to be introduced to other types of weapons, including the blaster, the brush, the umbrella, the splatling, and all the other main types of weapons that you see in the online. Alright, you could be heading into level 4 now. All Banana Beers looks like it's just about finishing up level 4. Oh, so I'm seeing in the chat that the Duke is saying that he actually didn't wait for the power eggs. Well, if that's true, I don't think Banana Beards got them either. Because they actually seem to have very similar power egg counts. Huh. Interesting. I wonder how it's going to play out. Oh, Duke gotta be really careful of those octopods. He just got his armor broken there, and that is a very, what was the word I was looking for? I guess a very... Dang, my mind just went blank all of a sudden. I'm trying to think of the word. I guess they... Dang it, I can't think of it. Very vital? Is that the word? I'm not sure. It can be very... It wastes a lot of time. This is what I'm trying to say. I guess that's a good way to put it. You know, it can hurt the run. Is what I'm trying to say. Because 3 things happen when you get your armor broken. 1, you become really slow. 2, enemies can see you in ink. And 3, you are 1 hit away from dying and getting sent back to the last checkpoint, which can waste a ton of time. Our Banana Bears can be finishing up level 8 now. Not too much is going on level 8 besides these things called Octo Flares, which extend when you shoot them and retract when enemies shoot them. Oh, I think that's too far. Rip. Yeah, I think that his bomb was a little too far on the... No, it's a little more to the left. Oh, okay. He still got it. That's fine. Alright, Banana could be unlocking 3 levels here. And I'm going to be going into level 5 as Duke heads into level 8. So, since both of these runners, I believe both of them didn't get the 50 eggs from the boss, so I'm kind of interested to see how the route is going to work for them. Because that probably means they're not going to get curling bombs until... like... Definitely not the time that they're supposed to, that's for sure. Probably by the very end of World 2. Because usually you're supposed to get them by either before the last level or the second to last level. So Benimirs is in level 5 now. This is a pretty cool level. We basically... sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. It revolves around these things called grind rails, which are a pretty cool addition to the game. We basically we ride on them and we can shoot. Usually when we're riding these grind rails, we go the same speed, whether you're in kid or squid form, but we actually have a way we can go faster, because very conveniently we are given the dualies to use, which is a pretty cool weapon in the game. And we have this ability to dodge roll, and if we jump and dodge roll like you see Benedict is doing now, it actually makes us go a little bit faster on the grind rails. So you're going to see the runners doing that a lot whenever we're given the dualies and we go on grind rails. Alright, so... Oh, I think... Oh, Duke actually clicked the wrong level. There you go, level 5. We head into level 5 as Benimirs goes into level 9 now. This is going to be our first Octoling level. So these levels are pretty different. Well, not too different, but they're a little different than the regular levels. This is... we basically get thrown into a online map, and we have to collect these 8 mini Zapfish that are scattered throughout the map. And so it's almost kind of like a turf war battle between these Octolings, because basically you have to traverse the map, getting these mini Zapfish, while the Octolings are going to be trying to stop you. Which are basically kind of like, if you play this game before, they're kind of like, they're CPU. They're CPU players, except they're not Inklings, they're Octolanes, which are a little bit different. Alright, Duke can be going for the safe strat. Yeah, if you saw Banana Bread's do a cool jump there, that's called nollie jump. You basically have to shoot, squid, and jump, and that just barely gets you onto that ledge. Going for the safe strat there. Understandable, because he's pretty new to the category. Alright, Banana Bread is going to be heading to level 6 now. This is where we get introduced to the Charger, which if you haven't played Splatoon, it's basically the sniper. And the level mostly revolves around these items called grappling hooks, where we shoot them and they basically take us to the next ledge. Alright, looks like Duke is going to be about finishing up level 5. Oh, shoot a bomb. There you go. Not bad. So level 6 actually has some of the biggest skips of the entire game, and we're gonna see the biggest one right in a second. So basically, we actually get access to a stingray, which is one of the specials of the game. And so what Benjamin's going to be doing right here is guiding the Zapfish right to the left, closest to us. Then he's going to shoot a grappling hook, which is going to take us all the way to that platform, and then we basically get taken all the way to the platform with the final Zapfish. It's a pretty crazy trick. Definitely the biggest trick in the game, because we skipped like a third of the level. There's not really anything like that that we're gonna see anywhere later on the run. Okay, it looks like Bears was able to get 500 power eggs, so we can get curling bombs now for the final level of World 2. Excuse me for just a moment. Sorry, I was just sneezing. I just need to get some tissues. BRB. Okay, sorry about that. I just need to get a tissue and blow my nose. Just muted myself for there because nobody wants to hear that. So Benemir's is now in level 7, and so I'll tell you why we really need curling bombs for this level. It's because of these enemies called squeegees. And their behavior is RNG. And the best way to manipulate their RNG is to throw curling bombs in front of them so they follow. We can throw regular bombs in front of them, but they explode immediately when they touch the ground. And so squeegees are attracted to them, but it only lasts for a few seconds while the bomb is still there. So that's why curling bombs are so important, because they make a straight line, and it's much easier for squeegees to follow them. So that's why they're very important for this level. That's why we do this level last, when we have the curling bomb. Oh no, Duke taking an unfortunate death. He was going for the skip. It's a bit hard. You have to stand on the rail, so you have the risk of falling off. He's probably not... Oh, he's still gonna go for it. Can he get it? Oh, I think you're too far to the right, buddy. There you go. Good job. Third try is the charm. And I really respect you for risking that there. Oh no, don't fall off. Okay. Yeah, if he fell off right now, he would have to start the level over again. And that would be really bad. But much respect for him for risking that. Alright, Benavides is now in the second boss, Octo Samurai. This guy's a little bit different than the other bosses because we don't have to wait for him to basically do a certain attack so we can climb on top of them. We basically have to just like shoot his body until he reveals the tentacle. And usually this boss is actually pretty easy because of that, but we're forced to use the roller, which makes this boss a bit harder. So that's why not many runners like this boss. Basically, you have to fire at Octo Samurai like one fling of the roller at a time. Alright, and it looks like Duke has enough power eggs to get the curling bombs, so we can now head into the final level of World 2. Alright, it looks like Benjamin is going to be going on to the final phase of Octo Samurai as do kids into level 7. Alright, very nice from Banana Beards. Good boss. Looks like Duke is using some of the same strats. Ooh, was able to get around that squeegee. Here is a pretty, probably one of my least favorite tricks in the game. You basically have to get the squeegee to damage boost you up to the... Oh, it looks like he got it. Very nice. You basically have to get that squeegee to, like, crush you between the wall, and that will damage boost you up to the platform, where you can go to the next section. It's my least favorite skip because, I guess for me personally, it doesn't work most of the time. That's why I don't like doing it. I use some different strats to basically get... I kind of go the intended way, where you get on top of the squeegee, and ride it to the end of the section to the next platform, so you can get to the next section. Alright, but anyway, it's gonna be going into World 3 now. World 3 is arguably the hardest world, because almost every level is a challenge in and of itself. So first, Benny Beard is gonna be doing level 11, which is... It's funny, level 11 has kind of gone through a lot of phases. At first, when the game first came out, we thought it was going to be the hardest level in the entire game. But now it's kind of it's slowly evolved into a very interesting level. Basically, what it revolves around is these enemies called Tentacooks, and they carry a key that we need to get to the next section. And we get them by killing them. But they run away from you when they see you. So we have like all these like interesting strats to manipulate them, and we have these quick kill strats to get their key as soon as possible, so we can get to the next section as fast as possible. So yeah, we've kind of had like a love-hate relationship with this level. Alright, yeah, that quick kill is probably the most important in this section on Banana Beard's side, because if you miss it, it costs a lot of time. Is he going to be going for the jump? Oh, he is. Will he get it? Very nice. That jump is a bit hard. It's very precise. Alright, it's gonna be finishing up the level now. 2 or 3, very nice. That's a very good time. And oh, get past that box. Alright, looks like Duke is almost done with Octo Samurai. Oh, what's up, Anna Banana 222? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, careful of his attacks there. Basically the best way to defeat this guy is to try to avoid his attacks as much as possible. You can do that by kind of like hiding under him, and then you try to ink him. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, that was close. You almost died there. There we go. Yeah, that was really close. So Banana Bears is now at level 13, where we get introduced to the hero Splat Lane. So this level is not exactly the best weapon for a speedrun, because you basically have to charge it, and then it creates a large oh, can you make the jump? Yes, he can. A large shooting of ink. Is that the correct word? Probably not, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. Follow SpeedGaming for some more clever commentary. Let's see. So yeah, the spotlight is not. Yeah, I was talking about the spotlight. Yeah, that's for a speed run. But we only see it twice, I believe, which is not bad. There's about 30 levels in the game, including the bosses. Let's see, Duke could be heading into World 3 now. I'd say they're about 1.5 levels apart, which is not big. Alright, Duke could be heading into level 11 as Banana Beards heads out of level 13. Alright, Banana Beard's gonna be heading into level 15 now, which is our next Octolane level. This one is a bit harder because the Octolanes now have rollers, which can instantly break your armor. So they can pretty much kill you if you're not careful. Oh yeah, you see right there, that Octolane broke his armor. Luckily, there was a Zapfish nearby. Every time, if your armor is broken and you collect a mini Zapfish, it instantly restores your armor because how the game works is if you're near a checkpoint, it restores your armor. And in these Octolane levels, each mini Zapfish is considered a checkpoint. So that's why you instantly get your armor back. It looks like he's gonna be playing it a little safe. Can't say I blame him. Oh no, Duke threw the wrong sub weapon. Yeah, this level is still pretty hard, especially if you're new to it. Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta BRB again. I'll be right back in 10 seconds. Okay, really sorry about that. Allergies, you can't control them. It sucks. Yeah, so I apologize. And just take a few seconds to mute myself so I can blow my nose, because none of you want to hear that. Alright, looks like Duke is almost done with level 11, as Banana Beards is now in level 12. Level 12 is probably I would arguably the easiest level in World 3. It revolves around these bouncy pads, which I like to call the bouncy pads. And it's kind of pretty funny. Like imagine like a really dark first-person shooter or third-person shooter, and there's little mechanics like the bouncy pads. And you're just like, this is war, the war of the bouncy pads. I just find that really funny. I think Duke took an unfortunate death. I didn't see how he died. Very nice jump from Duke. Yeah, you basically have to jump off that platform at the right time in order to get to that platform. Beard's now in level 10, where we get introduced to the Slosher, my personal favorite weapon. So this level, it's not too bad, but there are some things that can go wrong that can cost a lot of time. There is a sectional cycle, about 3/4 through the level, and if you miss it, it loses a ton of time. So you definitely have to make sure to get it. Yeah, the Slosher is pretty okay for a speedrun. It's kind of it pretty quickly shoots kind of a trail of ink in front of you. It's pretty fast. I like it. And also, one thing I actually haven't explained is upgrades, because you basically you actually start with level 1 weapons, which are basically I guess they're mostly like the same fire rate that you would find in the online mode. But you can actually upgrade the weapons to be even faster. So the only weapon that's even lower than it was in the online mode is the hero shot, and you're gonna see that you already saw that during the entirety of World 1, and you're gonna see it a couple more times in some later levels. But basically, what Nintendo did is they actually cut the fire rate of the hero shot in half because they wanted to emphasize how important upgrades were. So that's what kind of makes the levels with the hero shot a bit slow, because the fire rate is so slow. And we actually, the hero shot is the only weapon that we actually upgrade in any percent. And we upgrade it for the final boss. So both players need to collect about 800 power eggs by the end of the game. And usually that's not a big of a task as getting 500 power eggs for coin bombs, because you only need it for the very end, right before you fight the final boss. And usually, even if you're not like paying attention, even if you're not like focusing on collecting power eggs, you still usually end up getting about 800 power eggs. So it's not really something you have to think about. Oh, it looks like the neighbor is going to be going for car wash skip at level 14. Can you get it? Oh no, unfortunately not. That's another damage boost skip. You basically have to like squeeze yourself and damage boost up these ink columns, and it loses a lot of time if you miss it. He's gonna go for it again. He is. Let's see if he can get it this time. You basically have to mash the jump button. Looks like he was able to get it the second time. Very nice. Duke finishing up level 13. So level 14 is arguably the hardest level in World 4. You basically you're stuck with the charger. So anytime you have to use a charger, it's always a very precise level. There's a lot that can go wrong. Duk700 is now in level 15 with the Octolines. Yeah, this section that Banana Beards is in right now is can be pretty difficult, especially with the charger. You really you have to shoot these two Octolines. Oh no, didn't look like he's able to get the quick kill. You basically have to throw a bomb at one and then shoot the other, and that's the quickest way to kill them. Looks like he wasn't able to get it. Oh, he's trying to find the second Octoline. Where is she? Oh, it looks like he was. Oh, it looks like he killed her. Because when you kill both of them, the key gets revealed, and you can make your way to the end of the level. Alright, Banana Bear is going to be going into the third boss now. As Duke heads into level 12. So if you played Splatoon 1, this boss actually might be familiar to you. It is actually Octo from the very first world in the single player of Splatoon 1. But he's got some tricks up his sleeve now. He's got some brand new tricks. Oh, Duke almost falling off. Thankfully he didn't. So Octo basically charges at you now. And he also has this this new like patch of armor that is uninkable. You have to shoot this buckle on the front of him that you can see right there, in order to climb on top of him and shoot the tentacle and then the phase. So that's what Banana Bears is going to be trying to do. Yeah, so 12 can be a bit tricky because you have to use the hero shot, and because of its very low fire rate, like I mentioned earlier, it can be pretty difficult. Definitely hard to go fast. You gotta go to level 10 next, buddy. There you go. Alright. Benavir's just finishing up boss 3. With a 117, very nice. That's actually a really good time. Duke into level 10 now. The slasher. Alright, Ben and Mears is now in World 4. So Banana Beards is now in. Oh, careful, Duke. Almost fell off there. Banana Beards is now in level 17, which we get the Slosher again. This level is a bit of a cycle-based level. It's basically if you go fast enough, you should make the right cycle. It won't lose a ton of time if you don't make the right cycle. It basically kind of depends on like you're gonna get this cycle or you're gonna get the next cycle. It doesn't cost a lot of time. It's not either you get it or you don't. Let's see. Oh, did Duke make it the cycle? I didn't see. Well, I'll make an assumption when I see what time he gets. Maybe. I did see that the beginning was a little sloppy, so it is possible. You might have went for a safe cycle as well. $138, not bad. Our enemy is now in level 16, which we get introduced to these enemies called the bowling balls. And it was a pretty interesting addition to Splatoon 2. This level can be pretty hard because these bowling balls have a very weird hitbox. They can either just break your armor, or they can break your armor and completely push you off the map. And that can be really hard because the pathways across the level are very narrow. So it can be pretty easy for the bowling balls to throw you off the map, and that can lose you a ton of time. Let's see, oh, did Duke go for a car wash skip? He may have, because I believe he died. See, okay, Mini Bear's not able to get the fastest cycle, but I don't blame him because getting that cycle is extremely difficult. Only some of the top players get it. It is possible though, but pretty rare. You have to go, extremely fast in order to get it. But he was able to get the next cycle, which is pretty average. Alright, let's see what route Mini Bears goes for, because this is another world where the route can vary. Oh, it looks like it's going to be going for level 18 first. Usually the route was pretty kind of set in, but recently we actually made some changes to the World 4 route, so that's kind of varied. Some people do 17, 16, then 20 or 21 before they do level 18. But it looks like Banana is going to be going for the standard route that usually people go for before the new one was discovered. Yeah, it looks like Duke is having some trouble on level 14. It's a pretty hard level, especially with the charger. There's a lot that can go wrong. And sometimes anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, that's actually not a bad quick kill there. He didn't use the bomb, but he was actually able to kill both Octolings quickly with the charger. Not bad. Squid backing for good measures. You little cheeky guy. Cheeky squid. So I don't think I've explained level 18 yet. So 18 is what many call the auto-scroller level, because it's got two auto-scrollers, which are the only auto-scrollers in the entire game. So we've got two of the biggest auto-scrollers all thrown into one level. And so yeah, especially in this section right here that Banana Beards is on, there's just a lot of waiting on this platform while enemies spawn, and it takes you to the platform with the Zatfish. So yeah, not much gold here on Banana Beard's side. Meanwhile, Duke is heading into Boss 3 now with Octo Stomp. Banana Beard's getting a 222. Pretty good for a level 18. Alright, I believe he's going to be going into 21 next. And with the charger, too. Alright. So 21 is actually one of those levels where some people use it with the charger, and some people use it with the dualies. Looks like Banana is going to be opting for the charger. I'd say, in my personal opinion, the dualies are a little bit faster if you do it right. But the charger is a bit of a safer weapon to use. So far, very nice. I'm liking what I'm seeing. You also, I mean, if you played Splatoon 2 before, you may have noticed that this is taking place on Moray Towers, which I'm sure is everyone's favorite stage. No question. It's the best map in the game. There's no denying that. I'm sure there'll be no argument about that whatsoever. Alright, looks like Duke is almost done with Octo Stomp. Just gotta climb on top of him and get that tentacle. Alright, Banana Beard's heading into level 20 now. This level we get introduced to the Umbrella, which is a pretty cool weapon. It's basically like a shotgun, But also, like, if you hold it out, it makes a shield. Alright, Duk700 going into World 4 now. As Beards is midway through level 20. So for this level 20, you have to go down 2 different pathways to collect 2 keys in order to progress the level. One has these enemies called flutters, which are kind of frustrating. And then the next section, as you can see right here, it has invisible platforms. That can be kind of hard if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know where the platforms are. Thankfully, it's a bit of a short section. Okay, very nice jump from an enemy. It's 140, pretty good. The jump is, yeah, that jump at the very end is a bit hard. Because you basically have to, you have to almost kind of jump off the platform, but angle your way back so you don't fall off, and shoot the propeller so the platform with the Zapfish can come down. Alright, Benny is now in level 19. So, if we didn't like 20, then you're definitely not gonna like level 19, because instead of 2 different pathways that you have to go down, level 19, you have to go down 3 pathways to play 3 different keys to progress the level. In this level, we get introduced to the Blaster, which is my least favorite weapon. At least that's my opinion. And it's not very good for a speedrun, because it's very slow, and it doesn't create a lot of ink. And, oh no, don't fall off. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. He almost fell off there. Alright, Benebrians, I'm guessing he's gonna be going for a cycle skip right here. Let's see if he gets it. And he gets it. Very nice. So basically what he did there is there is a switch that will unlock another switch that's basically spinning around in a circle. Well, no, sorry, that's not correct. It's rotating. It's rotating. And so what he basically aims that switch with a well-placed bomb, and that gives him just enough time to go back to the other switch and ink it before it rotates around. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. I'm not the best at explaining things. It's a cycle skip, and Banana Beard's got it. So that's really all we need to know. Oh no, Duke taking an unfortunate death. Yeah. Bowling ball hitboxes. Gotta love them. Alright, so this This is probably the icing on the cake for level 19. The final section is filled with a bunch of squeegees. Everybody loves squeegees, right? 243. Damn. That is a good time. Yeah, the level 19 is also the longest level, besides the final boss. Our Benimir is now in the World 4 boss. This is probably the most precise boss because we have to use the charger. You're going to see, yeah, you'll see right here why he could be pretty difficult. Pretty nice phase 1. Oh no, did Duke accidentally go to... He accidentally went to the lobby! Oh no. Oh no, rip. That's okay. I can't say I haven't done that before. Ooh. Ooh, but if it's not able to get the quick kill on this phase of Octo Shower. Basically what you have to do is you have to shoot 3 of the Octocopters before Octocopter runs away and then does a charge at you. And while he's doing the charge, you shoot the final Octocopter. That's the quickest way to kill him. "102. That's actually not bad. Duke now heading into level 21 with the Octoland Samurai Towers. Looks like he's gonna be opting for the dualies this time. So let's see how fast he'll be able to do that. Having a little trouble unlocking that Sapfish right there. Anthony Beard's headed into the final world, World 5. It looks like he's struggling a little bit. That's okay though. Looks like he's still able to finish off the level. With a 116, not bad. Alright, Benny's gonna be going into level 23, my personal favorite level. And I think a lot of other people's favorite level as well. Oh no, he fell off the bouncy pads. Unfortunate. There you go. So level 23 that Banana Birds is in is a lot like level 5 that we mentioned earlier. We have the dualies, we got long grind rails, we have to dodge our way through them. This one's arguably a bit cooler. Ooh, Duke ran it out of ink back there. That's okay. Then we got the flutter section. These guys are a bit hard because they're kind of cycle based. You can also kind of manipulate their behavior a bit with bombs as well. Ooh, so he wasn't able to get on top of that guy to get the key. There we go. Alright, Bear's finished on level 23 with a 153. Pretty good. It's a pretty good time. Bear is just killing it with these levels. Alright, is he gonna go for the quick unlock with this next level? Let's see. Probably not. It's a bit risky. Alright, looks like he's just gonna go for the normal unlock. That's fine. Let's see, did he get it? Oh yeah, he got it. Okay, he just has to basically throw 2 bombs, and that will unlock the level. Usually the way that you have to, the intended way is you have to like traverse through, there's like a bunch of invisible platforms. But it's best to just throw bombs off that platform to unlock it from there. So now we're going from the best level into the worst level, level 22. Yeah, this one's a doozy. So this is the only time we're going to be using the brush. And the brush is not really the best for a speedrun. And we get thrown with a bunch of stuff at this level. We got octopods, which can instantly break our armor. We got... What do we got? We got squeegees at the final end of the level, because, like I said before, everyone loves squeegees. We got tentacooks, which we'll see here in just a second. We have you have to kill a bunch of enemies in order to progress. Yeah, shielded enemies. There's also a dodging shielded Octo Trooper that basically shoots a bunch at you. You can level 18 now, the auto scroller level. Yeah, there's on Banana Beard's side, there's just so much can go wrong in level 22. So much. He's gonna wait. Alright, that's fine. That way he has 2 layers of armor now. Alright, here's a section with the squeegees. What can go wrong there? Luckily, we also get access to a Cullen Bomb special. and so we can kind of get the squeegees to follow that. So that's pretty lucky, very convenient. Alright, but anyways, gonna be inking that platform so we can get up to the next level. This is level 26. We get the roller, and we got the bowling balls back. Yay! Now they're stacked on top of each other, so it looks even worse now. Duke finishing in level 18 with I believe that was a 233. That's actually pretty good. Alright, Duke gonna be heading into level 19 now. Arguably the longest level. Oh no, it definitely is the longest level if you see any sort of speed run of this game. Well, I guess like technically the final boss is the longest level. Still does that. Now we're into the section of giant bowling balls. Oh, careful. You don't want to go too fast in that section there because you can actually get hit by the giant bowling ball and thrown off the map. And that will cost a lot of time. 141, not bad. Let's see who was able to make that cycle there. Basically, once you end level 26, you have to basically rush to this platform before it leaves. Oh no. Duke taking some unfortunate deaths. Just not able to make that jump, unfortunately. Oh, using pause glitch right there. There we go. Alright, he should be getting a checkpoint right up here. Banana Beard's at level 25 now, where we get the Splatoon again. This level is called Platform Madhouse, and as you can see by the section right here, it is pretty much a Platform Madhouse. Alright, Duke could be going down the final pathway of level 19. Oh no, Manarian's died. Oh, I wonder where it was. Oh, I'm guessing he didn't make the cycle. There's these walls that are basically rotating. And oh no, taking another death. Yeah, those Octo Commanders on the sides there can be really annoying as well. Oh, looks like he's gonna kill him this time. That's probably safe. Alright, looks like he's able to make it this time. Alright, Duke now in the final section of level 19. As Ben and Beer is finishing up level 25. Alright, Ben and Beer is going to be unlocking the last two levels. Going to be headed into level 24 now. This level's a bit difficult. I wonder if he's going to go for the cycle skips. We're about to find out. Duke heading into World 4 boss, Octo Shower. Let's see. Oh, okay, he's gonna opt for not going for the cycle skip. It is a bit tricky. Oh, not bad. Phase 1 from Duke. It was actually pretty good. He will snipe those Octo Copters from Octo Shower. Alright, only able to snipe 2 of those. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully he'll be able to get the other 2 right here. Oh. There we go. Very nice. Alright, Benjamir's almost done with level 24. How many levels are left for Banana Beards? I think he's just got one more left before the final boss. Alright, Banana Beards could be heading into the final Octoland level. What can go wrong here? Because the Octolands are equipped with almost every weapon now. And they're angry as ever. Oh, I just realized Benedict is opting for the Slosher in level 27. Interesting. $15 not bad. Alright, now for Banana Beards, the final boss should be unlocked. There it is. Alright, so Banana Beards is going to go back to World 1 to unlock the level 2 Hero Shot. It is technically possible to beat the final boss with the level 1 Hero Shot, but it's really slow and pretty difficult. And since we usually have enough power eggs at this time, it's best to go back to World 1 and unlock the level 2 Hero Shot to defeat the final boss. Alright, Dr. Beard's heading into the final boss, DJ Octavio. Let's see how this goes. Oh no, Duke taking an unfortunate death. Let's see, I'm actually going to try Banana Beard's audio, see how it is. Oh no, Duke going too far and falling on the back side of the. Oops, sorry, accidentally bumped my microphone. Accidentally bumping on the back side of the Octo Samurai. Alright, Banana Beard's audio seems okay now. So I'll let you guys listen to the final boss music. It's pretty good. So basically what you have to do for DJ Octavio is you have to shoot 8 fists back at him, 8 glowing fists, while avoiding the spinning fist. And every time, once you shoot 8 fists back at him, it ends the phase. And there are 4 phases total. It's definitely not as good as the Octavio fight from Splatoon 1. I think way less, I would say. But it's still very climactic. Climactic battle. Octavio's got a bunch of different attacks. I think he's got like the calamari, or I'm not sure exactly what that's called. He's got all different types of bombs. He charges at you. We call that the shower attack. Oh no, Duke's struggling to find level 22. Looks like he hasn't practiced to use the bombs yet. He's going the intended way. It's right down there. There we go. Alright, Bear's gonna be heading into phase 3 of Octavio. This is where the music takes a really nice turn. Duke in level 22 now. Oh no, he missed the fist. Unfortunate. Oh, luckily he was able to fire it right back at him. Oh no. Duke unfortunately missing the quick kill on the Tentacook. Oh, there we go. Alright. We're not done yet. Benimir still has one more phase of Octavio left, and this is where the music takes the best turn. It is time for... Oh, you know what time it is. It's Calamari incantation time. Let's go. Alright, this is where we get the Rainmaker. We have to shoot 8 fists back at Octavio. This weapon while on these grind rails. Pretty cool. Duke's struggling a little bit on the final section on level 22. Yeah, this section is really difficult. Unlocking the wrong jump. There we go. Alright. Time is coming up for Beards. Let's see, Dunkster Rainmaker on Octavio. That is it. 1:35.09. That's actually, I think that's our best time in the tournament so far. That's really good. All right, I'll see if he wants to come in for an interview.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It's time to level up with 120 Hz refresh rate and hyper-fast 5G. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. Always leveling up, always Texas.
What's going on? I don't know. What do you? All right. I'm gonna switch. Don't know what he's doing. I'm gonna switch the audio.
Yo.
Hey, Banana Beards.
Sorry.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I checked on Duck's stream and I won, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, how did you think of that run?
It was pretty good. I noticed partway through that my splits were comparing against my average, and it ended up being like 45 seconds better than my average.
Very nice. Yeah, that
not
almost
bad.
that was really close to my PB, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, really, it was a pretty solid run.
I would say that's definitely our. Yeah, I saw a lot of good stuff there.
I think pretty much there were two levels that really hurt me. There was I forget the name of the level, but it's the garage.
Oh, level 14.
Yeah, there's a trick at the start of that that's like kind of RNG-ish that I messed up on the damage boosting through the little car wash thing at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, I messed up really bad on like the last section, where I had to like hunt down the octolings.
Right.
That level was harsh, and then the other level that was harsh for me was the Splatling level in World 5. Compared to like my gold on that, that was like plus 50 seconds. So other than that, that was like if I would have done like average on those two levels, that probably would have been my PB. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Probably could be able to scratch a 134, maybe even 133. I didn't pay too much attention to the RNG on Octavio. How would you rate that? The Octavio.
The RNG, I would say I haven't played quite enough to know like precisely how good it was, but just looking at my splits, it was like I ended 0.2 faster than my average Octavio, so it was pretty close there. But I did miss a double fist that probably cost me like 10 to 15 seconds, so I'd say it's like maybe 60th percentile Octavio RNG.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit better than average.
Yeah, because Octavio can vary by almost a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I've had time. I'm trying to think of like how broad the range is. Like at the very least, there's a deviation of like a minute. That's just total RNG in that fight, from like a really bad one to a really good one. Like when I was my PB right now is like 9 seconds off of third, off of taking it from Tones Ballones, who has third. And I checked it, and I entered Octavio like 30 seconds faster, like 30 seconds before him.
Oh, really?
But on that run, like he has a comment on speedrun.com, like you can comment on the run, and he says Octavio grabbed his spoon and fed me the PB.
Oh yeah, his Octavio in that run was like perfect.
It was like maybe like one move off of like perfect RNG.
Yeah.
So you compare that to one where
Yeah. It's probably the best
theoretically,
RNG you could find.
yeah, I mean, theoretically, there's an infinite variation between the best possible RNG and him literally just never throwing punches at you.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit nervous about Duck maybe catching me because the RNG wasn't very good in phase 2. I was a little bit worried that I was going to get bad RNG and maybe lose it, but yeah. GG's to Duck. I noticed he's probably one of the newer guys in this tournament. I wish him luck. He's not out yet. There's a loser's bracket, right?
Yep. So let me check the bracket now. So you're going to be going against me next. We'll see how that goes.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Totally.
Oh wait, one other thing I should mention is on this run, I got like.
Let's see. Duke will be going. Yeah, go on.
On this run, I got like a couple of small golds, and that was enough to push me over so that now my sum of best is lower than world record. So that's a little milestone for me.
That's pretty good.
So if I played the entire run doing the best and only had a cushion of like 3 seconds, and other than that I did perfect the entire run for what I've done, I could get world record. So
very impressive. Yeah, my sum best is still not that great. I think it's like I recently did get it to a high 132. Yeah, there's still like so many levels that I need to practice and get better at. Because I say I'm still pretty average when it comes to what's the word?
Like the tough tricks.
Yeah.
Just yeah, like some precision. Of the tricks are really punishing.
Yeah. Well, what would you say is the hardest level in the game?
The hardest level in the game is it's not in World 1, although the second level you play in that one was pretty tough.
Yeah, level 3.
Yeah, because that one has that. If you want to get the fast cycle, there's a really hard jump you have to make.
The cycle.
Yeah. And there's not anything particularly difficult in World 2. I'm gonna say maybe. I think the hardest level is probably the Experimentorium, which is the blaster level in World 4. Just because, like, even a pretty fast time on that level is like 3+ minutes.
Yeah.
So getting a really good time, you have to play really well for all that time. On the left route,
what about
on that
22?
level,
what would you say? Would you say 22 is a hard level?
I don't know off the top of my head which level 22 is.
That's the brush level.
The brush level. That one's pretty. Honestly, I don't find like the skill-based part of it one, but it does have. It does have that part where you have to kill all of them to unlock the next thing, and that's a little RNG. And then right at the end, if the what's it called, the squeegees, if they decide to mess you up, you can lose like 30 seconds. Because if you don't get it with the curling bomb rush, it's mad hard.
Yeah, I'd say any level with the squeegees, I'd say can be pretty frustrating.
Yeah, really, enemy manipulation is hard, and you get punished bad sometimes for messing it up. Speaking of that, though, the Experimentorium, which I think is probably the hard, at least in any percent, I think 22 is probably the hardest in all collectibles.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw the run of that, and like at the end, like you have to use your curling bomb rush for that other thing, and that just looks really hard. I've never ran all collectibles, but that just looks horrifying.
Yeah, I agree.
Without the curling rush,
because you basically have this like, yeah, I'd say the collectibles are probably in the most like obscure places. because like you have the Sardinium, which is you have to collect a key from a Tentacook in order to get that, and then you have the scroll, which is basically on an invisible platform under the level, which is very difficult to get.
Yeah. Let's see here. If not the Experimentorium, probably the next hardest level would be like the first Dualies level in World 3.
Level 11.
Yeah, nothing's especially hard in it, but there's at least like 4 or 5 things you can mess up that'll cost you like double-digit seconds.
Yeah, there's a lot of quick kills and tricks to that level. And yeah, if you miss a beach, it can cost you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I wasn't there for it, but I know a lot of older runners have said that they originally thought that level 11 was going to be the hardest level in the game when the game first came out. But slowly, it's kind of evolved into this level where we now have like a bunch of tricks and quick kills for the Tentacooks. And it's kind of slowly evolved into kind of one of the coolest levels because of like how much cool tricks we can do.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like if you had to like compile like 10 minutes of footage from the speedrun to like submit to GDQ to say, hey, our run is cool, level 11 would probably be in there.
Yeah, because we got we also got fence jump, which is a pretty precise trick. We got the that really precise jump at the end, where you skip. I think it saves a few seconds, but you lose, I think 8 if you mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like before that was like those two tricks were only like for ILs. They're only used exclusively for ILs. So I'm very surprised that recently they've been now used as tricks for 90%.
Yeah. Fence jump. What's really funny about fence jump is I don't know if you knew this, but there's a spot or two in I play competitive Splatoon as well. And there's a couple of spots on the multiplayer maps where you can use the same concept that makes fence jump work to get to places you're not supposed to.
Huh. Interesting. Can you name any of those maps off the top of your head?
The one that comes to mind to me is Starfish Main Stage. Are you familiar with callouts, callout names for those maps?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on Starfish Main Stage, you can jump from Guitar, if you abuse the grate that's attached to that, over to Light on your opponent's side, which is usually something that's hard to get to. You usually have to get onto their snipe and then jump across from there. And
Okay.
if you do it just right, you can, you squid form into the grates, just like that, and you unsquid form, the momentum from that pushing you out, and then while you're still in, you jump, and that gives you enough momentum to get across if you space it just right.
Interesting.
Speaking of fence jump, that is one of 2 tricks that I do not use because it's hard.
It is really precise. It definitely took me a while before I kind of figured out how to somewhat get it consistently. I went for it in my match, and I got it, I think, second try, which is not bad. But I remember before the match, I practiced it for a good half hour, and I was able to get consistently somewhat. But it still doesn't really work half the time.
Yeah, I think if you get it first or second try, it saves times, right? But if you fail more than twice, it loses time.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I did not check to see Duck's thing. Is it okay for me to close my stream now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
I think
Duck's
Duck's
probably gonna be finishing soon here.
yeah, he's at level 27 now, the Octane level.
Yeah.
So he'll be going into Octavio next. I think it'll be fine. Let him finish.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, danger! Danger! Oh, oh wow! Nice. That was really lucky. He just dodged all those attacks with his armor broken.
Yeah. Another thing that's kind of weird that like I do that's not like I don't think is technically optimal is I like to run the slosher on that level.
Yeah, some people do that. Personally, I think the dualies is a little bit faster if you do it right. But I can see why some people would use the slosher because it breaks the mini Zapfish barriers pretty easily.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what.
it's not bad for movement too, the slosher.
What's really weird about Slosher I've noticed in single player, and it's really apparent on that level in particular, is that the how the hitboxes work is actually a little bit different with the objects in single player compared to multiplayer. Normally, once an object registers that it's been hit, it is immune to any other hitboxes from that slosh. That way you can't just like hit somebody with multiple hitboxes and just kill them in one shot. But the objects in single player, I don't think they have that property, because Slosher has a really low DPS, and it can break that box on the Octoling level in 3 sloshes, which is about as fast as the dualies can, and leaves a lot more room for error with your ink tank.
So in the multiplayer, when you say firing the slosher, I'm guessing this would be at your opponents.
Yeah, so when you hit an opponent, the way I think that it's programmed is that, because there's a technique you can do a slosher that's called a spiral slosh, right? And if you do that intensely enough, you can kind of see that there's different like droplets, right, of the slosher. And you can also kind of see if you hit people from different distances that there's multiple hitboxes that make up that slosh, right?
Okay.
And normally in multiplayer, if a player or any of the objects in multiplayer, like a splash wall or something, if they get hit by one hitbox, something happens in the code that tells them, okay, you've been hit by the slosh, you don't get hit by any other hitboxes in this slosh. And that makes it so that they can only take 70 damage or 50 damage from one slosh, and not, 140 plus.
Okay. Interesting. I guess maybe the reason why that's not a property in the single player is because there's not like multiple people shooting at these Octarians, which are the enemies in the game.
Oh.
Because it's just you.
Yeah. And the Octarians do have that property, I believe. I think the Octarians do, but the objects like the boxes, the mini Zapfish cages, those do not have.
Okay. Right. Yeah, because multiple things can shoot those. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm probably and also probably like octofurlers and Rolonium. Actually, I'm sorry, not Rolonium. What was it called? Sponges.
Sponges. I don't know if sponges have that property. I think they do, because in multiplayer, there are some sponges in multiplayer, and some of them just take forever to inflate with slosher, and most of the sponges in single player will inflate in 2 sloshes. And like the only ones that inflate in 2 sloshes in multiplayer are the ones that are like tiny.
And I know with some of the shifty stations, they've added some of the single player elements like grind rails, and some other things from the single player, some of the mechanics. I know not things that like boxes or properties like that. But I know they added like grind rails, I believe octafillers and bouncy pads.
You know what was a shifty station idea that I always wanted to them to do, but they never did? Do you remember the Splatoon
What's
1
that?
co-op multiplayer?
Yes.
So in that, they had those boxes, and there would be a power-up in there, and you would get one of a couple effects from that. Like, you might get, like, all of your stackable abilities, like a main of them for, like, 10 seconds, or instantly get your special, or all this other stuff. I thought it'd be really cool to have just, like, a fairly normal map, but with those boxes around that occasionally respawn.
Okay, they occasionally like they hold specials.
Yeah, either they like hold specials, or even if you just wanted to use only Splatoon 2 elements and you didn't want to remake the one from Splatoon 1, you could just make it so that they just contain specials like they do in single player, or maybe they contain armor, like you see in the single player. Because that would, I mean, obviously, most Turf War stages are not viable and competitive, but it would be really fun, even though it would be probably pretty easy to lock your opponent out.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a shifty station that has automatic moving platforms, like platforms that just move on their own.
I don't know if there is. Well, actually, yeah, I think there is. I think
okay.
there's I think it was the one that was actually on last Splatfest, but I remember seeing it because there was a funny clip of a person who used Booyah Bomb on the platform and then it moved out from under him and they fell into the abyss.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's some levels in the single player where you shoot the drum targets or like the drum switches to extend platforms, and then there's just some levels that have platforms that move on their own. And I believe I remember that the drum switches there was some sort of shifty station that had those.
Yeah, probably one of my two favorite shifty stages. Shifty station stages has that. What it is, it's like, it has a big long rectangle in the middle, and it's
that's constantly shifting.
It stays stationary until you hit the switch, and then when you hit the switch, it moves back, but it doesn't come back. So once that
I know what you're talking about.
Once that turf is painted and the switch pushes it back, that turf is done. You can't cover it again.
Right. Yeah. No, that was an interesting idea.
That's one of the two Turf War maps that I could consider like maybe being kind of competitive. Because the main problem with Turf War competitively is that like nothing you do in the match up until the last 30 seconds matters other than setup for the last 30 seconds. I haven't been paying too close attention here to see if Duck has made any mistakes during Octavio, like missing double fists or anything, but
he's missed some fists, but he's making decent progress. He's going into the final phase now, so he's almost done.
Yeah, I know that I think says that like an average Octavio for me is like 9 minutes 40 seconds.
That sounds right.
I actually have no idea if this is the case or not, but if you die on this last phase, does that reset the amount of fists you need to hit?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, if you die on a phase, you have to start from the beginning of the phase.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but luckily it doesn't. It makes it pretty hard to die because the a lot of Octavius attacks are separated by quite a lot of time. So usually if you do get your armor broken, you usually get a lot of time to get your armor back.
Yeah, Octavio is pretty forgiving that way. There's one last cool. I don't know if you commented it on my run, but there's one last cool thing. When that text comes up, it means he's been hit 5 times. So you kind of want to be like in the right spot when the rails appear, and you can kind of manipulate that if you pay attention to how many fists are left. I think here right now there's 1 fist left. I don't see where the...
Oh, no, Duck died.
He needs to jump right here. He might be able to make it. He didn't jump enough times, I don't think. Maybe? Oh, he didn't get it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm
just
still
looking
watching.
at that.
Are you watching
Yeah, I'm watching Doug's point of view.
his stream?
I just saw him hit.
Okay, I'm still watching the commentary run, so I have a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay. Well, GG's to Duck. It looks like he made good progress. I don't know if that's comparing against his PB or his average or what, but I see a lot of golds in there, and he finished like over 6 minutes below his previous PB if that's what he's comparing against.
No, I mean for just recently starting this category.
Yeah, that's a pretty
like 2 hours
massive
is
PB.
pretty good time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm missing that cycle.
Yo guys, so I just jump in.
Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
So, Rob, I decided to bring up the stream during that just to see what you guys were saying. Just as you said, oh, Octavio doesn't. You don't die on Octavio that much. I die on Octavio.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I jinxed it.
Whoops.
No, but to answer your questions before, this is my PB. This is the one I got 3 hours ago.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I mean, for just I said this before, but for just learning this category very recently, 2 hours flat is still a really good time.
Yeah, it's this is my second run, so
Yeah, that's
2 hours. I'm kind of upset that I lost the hour 30, but minute 30, I mean. But whatever, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh,
so so
definitely not a bad run for that early. I mean, I don't know if you know who Tudas is.
oh yeah.
He was a competitive Splatoon player, but he's also like a really prolific speedrunner of like Donkey Kong 64 and Crazy Taxi and those kind of games. He ran this at one point just for fun, and he got, he ran it once and he got a 210. So getting a 202 on your second try is not bad.
Yeah, for how bad that run went, I'm quite happy with the time though. So,
Let's see here.
be looking forward to versing El Phantom next.
Yep. So next, let's see. Let's take a look at the bracket.
Yeah, I saw Phantom hanging out in the Twitch chat.
So I believe we did have a match where so Duke, you're gonna go against El Phantom next. Let's see. I think Thunderfilms and Alive are gonna have their match again because last time both Alive and I also lost power due to the weather conditions. So I think we're just gonna redo that match. Ben and Mears, you're up against me next.
Yep, looking forward to it.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we end the stream?
Not particularly. I think the only other thing is I kept hearing you mention these different tricks. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't know there was this in here. I didn't know about this, so I learned a lot just by listening in. So I'm hoping I can do a little bit better next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not the best at explaining and going into detail. I know it was very brief and very a bit cryptic. But I would just recommend just watching some of the world record run,
Yeah, I've
just to get
been
a good idea
watching
of
the world record at the moment, and
yeah.
it's given me a lot of things I had no idea about, to say the least.
Yeah, I would say if they seem hard to you, you don't need to go for all of them, because I know there's some tricks that are really hard that only save a few seconds. So you know that doesn't mean you need to automatically go for those. You can still play it safe. But anything that saves a ton of time, like for example the stingray skip in level 6, that's a really big skip.
Yeah, I'm glad I
So
hit that.
oh, did you get it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, good job. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Bro, missing the stingray
Yeah,
skip is the
that's a really
worst.
good skip to learn.
I did that in my PB and had to reset the thing because I had no idea what to do. So
Yeah. The other thing you do not want to do is you do not want to be short on your egg route. I have no
yeah,
idea actually. I still have no idea what the backup strat is if you mess up on the egg route.
I think you just go on to the next level.
I think
Yeah,
for
you
the
get
most,
enough eggs.
You just
I think
try
for
to
the
do level 7 without coin bombs, which I'll tell you from experience, it is not fun.
yeah.
Yep. All right, so I think we're gonna end the stream here. GG to both of the runners.
Right.
Um,
GG's. Hope you guys
and
enjoyed.
yes, thank you everyone so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting our tournament. They're amazing people. Definitely check them out and check out some of the other tournaments that are going on. And that is it for this match of the Splatoon into an 80% tournament. Thank you, runners, for being here. And yeah, that is it for today. Thank you. Say bye.
Bye.